Okay, so really why we care about this is we want to learn how to factor polynomials of the form a times x squared plus b times x plus c, where a, b, and c are just some number, and these x terms are our variables, okay? And we specifically want to know what to do when a does not equal 1. So a is some number. Okay. Now there's an example I was looking at yesterday, so we're just going to do the same one. What we're basically going to do is just run through an example. What we're actually doing is going to be factoring by grouping. And this is going to be so much fun. Okay, so let's look at an example. We have this form where a is not equal to 1. So here's an example. F of x, this just means this is some function of x. You may not have come across this terminology, but I just like to use it because I don't like just writing equations up there. This isn't an equation unless you have an equal sign. It's an expression as is, but this becomes an equation. So if there's an equal sign, this is an equation. Not to confuse you, but let's say you have some function f of x is equal to 6 times x squared plus 11x minus 10. All right. So step 1 always is to identify your variables. Identify your a, b, and c. They're not necessarily variables, they're numbers in this case. So a equals 6. Ta-da! And b equals 11. And c equals negative 10. Wonderful. Now, this specific problem involves several important steps. So this is step 1, we identified our variables. Step 2 is to multiply a with c. Okay, so what is a times c? A times c is equal to negative 60. Awesome. Now, I wish it was that simple. I wish that this was the only step we had to do, but it's not. The next step is to take a times c and factorize it. Okay? Really what we're trying to do is we're trying to find some way to break up the factors of this number, a times c, such that if we were to add them together, they equal b. Now that seems super convoluted, but what's great about these problems is you'll find if you're being asked to factor by grouping, it will work. There's some way to do it. They're not going to ask you to factor by grouping unless there's some way to write this, the factors of this into an addition that becomes this. So if that doesn't make sense to you, let's just start by factoring this, and you'll see along the way how this actually works. So if you have negative 60, what are the factors of negative 60? Well, negative 60 is, as we've already shown, equal to negative 10 times 6. Okay, what is negative 10? Now we're just going to add these two together to see if they equal b. All right, negative 10 plus 6 is equal to negative 4, which is not equal to b. So this is not this is not the factors that we're looking for. Yes, they're factors of this number, but they're not the factors we're looking for. So let's move on to the next one. This is also equal to, negative 60 is also equal to negative 20 times 3, right? 2, 4, 6, this would be negative 60. Unfortunately, this as well, if we were to add these two factors, negative 20 plus 3 is equal to negative 17. Shoot, still not equal to b. Remember, b in this case is equal to 11. We were looking for factors that equal 11. All right, let's try another one. Negative 60 is also equal to negative 15. Sorry, I'm going to actually reverse these. It's equal to negative 4 times 15. It is also equal to negative 15 times 4, but we're trying to find, if we were to, you'll see why I chose this specifically to be this way. It's because if we add these two variables, what we get is negative 4, not variables, sorry. If we add these two numbers, what we get is negative 4 plus 15. And what that equals is positive 11, which is equal to b. And so we have now found two numbers that result in where the result is if you multiply them together, you get a times c, right? But if you add them together, you also get b, okay? So let's erase this. Let's do a part 2, actually.